Okay, morning guys. Yeah, it's morning. It's that early. Morning, Thomas. Yeah, it's that early. It's about 5 o'clock. Can't sleep. Decided to get up, make some tea, make a video. I've been awake now for over an hour. Just thinking, just thinking. Thinking about doing good deeds, I see all this stuff on YouTube and, how to get free beer in Thailand. That video keeps coming my way for some reason. And, all it is people trying to get free crap. And I'm thinking about, doing good deeds. Instead of these people begging for money so they can get, have another beer. How about do something nice for somebody? Years ago, 2006, 2007, I worked in Wales. And the guy I worked with, he was on a different part of the job. I was in Carmarthen, he was in Swansea. I learned a lot from that guy, I learned how to retire early from him. But in Swansea, I think it was Tesco, outside of Tesco, where he did his shopping. I went there. I was only there once with him on the weekend. Once I went there. There was a homeless guy begging for money, right outside the door. And the guy had a dog. Now my buddy never gave him money. Every weekend he bought him a meal. And he bought something for the dog. The dog was a golden retriever. Beautiful dog, actually. Golden retriever. But every Sunday, I think it was Sunday, Saturday or Sunday, something. Must have been Sunday, because we work Saturdays. I work most Sundays, but anyway. He would go there to do his grocery shopping, and if he's staying in a condo, an apartment or something, whatever you want to call it, and he'd buy food for the guy. When I was there, he bought him a salad and some kind of sandwich, roast beef sandwich or something. But it was a meal. It was a big sandwich, and it was a meal. And he bought dog bones for the dog. Sometimes he said he'd buy dry dog food, or sometimes canned dog food, or whatever was around, whatever he decided to buy the dog. Every time something different. And he'd buy the guy something. But never gave him money. And the guy was always happier about the food for the dog than he was for himself. Because, well, it's his dog, The dog ate first when he got the bag of stuff. The dog got his treats first. And I took that, you learn from stuff like that, You give him money, he's probably gonna just go buy more whiskey. Give him food, he has something good, he has a meal. Everybody needs food. So here in Thailand, there's a lot of begging in the cities. I don't know about now, I don't hear about it, but I don't really watch the news, and I don't live in the city anymore. It's organized through a mafia group where they bring these Cambodians in to beg on the streets of Thailand. It's normally a woman with a baby, or a crippled person, somebody missing arms and legs, and people that they look the part, right? They need the money, no doubt about that. But it's a very organized thing. A large percentage of it go to their handlers. It's people trafficking. That's what it is. But a couple times now, once I did it in Bangkok, and once or twice in Pattaya, I buy them food. It's easy to buy food, and in Thailand, a couple times I bought, at least a couple times in Pattaya, I bought milk for the kids. That, you know, it's always a little kid and a baby or something like that. Buy that little kid something good, you know, not some sugary snack or something, but you know, real milk or some fruit, you know, some fried rice, you know, for a couple of dollars, you can feed them all, right? A good meal, and their handlers don't get nothing. So that's, you know, I learned it from Wales, and you know, I've been doing it ever since. Anybody who follows me know that we give away a lot of stuff, and I don't like giving away money. I think I woke the roosters up, and I don't like giving away money. Give something to actually help somebody. The wife, on the other hand, she gives away some money. The bleeding heart syndrome. Can't say no. Morning, Lily. How you doing, buddy? But you know, I got to thinking about this in the middle of the night when I should have been asleep, you know. And it's a good thing. You know, in Turkey, we bought all these footballs. We were out somewhere on the day off, and we found these cheap footballs. They were 50 cents each, I remember that. They weren't real footballs. You know, by football I mean soccer ball if you're from North America. They weren't real, but they looked the part. They just weren't as hard. But they were a ball. So we bought all these, and I ended up with about 10 or 12 in the back seat of my truck. And, you know, there was a bunch of us, and everybody had them in their truck. We're driving through these small villages, small rural villages. You see a bunch of kids. You grab a ball, you throw it out the window. The next day you come back and they're playing football. You know, how cool is that? Right? For 50 cents, you just not only made the kid's day, he's playing football now until that ball breaks, you know? You know, they get hours and hours of enjoyment out of it for 50 cents. It's a good thing, right? You know, in India's the poorest place I've worked by far, rural India. It was bad, you know. People were living in mud huts and stuff like that. You know, it was bad. People would follow me all day just to get my empty water bottle. Not because they're going to sell the water bottle, because they wanted to reuse the water bottle. You know, it was that bad. And where we were I stayed at 3 different places. 2 of the places there was no shopping. You know, money meant nothing to you because you couldn't spend it. So what we did was convince the company that we were working for that we needed more water, cold drinks. So in the morning we'd go with our cooler and we'd fill it full of ice or get ice, and then they'd have Pepsi, Sprite, and bottled water there. Time to make tea. Nice fire. Cold again, huh? It's got cold again. Not that bad, but fire's nice. Especially 5 o'clock in the morning. So, you know, we got all this stuff, and I would fill my cooler right to the top every morning. And I knew I needed, I think, 4 bottles of water or something, these half-liter bottles, for me for the day. And then anything else I could stuff in there, I'd give to the kids, you know. Pepsi, and there was one local Pepsi type drink. I can't remember what it was called, but it was like motor oil. It was horrible. Not even the locals would drink that stuff. I've seen them pour it out and just take the bottle. And that's another thing, you know, why they were after the water bottles. I've never seen so many people drink out of oil bottles before. Old oil bottles, they'd use them for drinking water. Gross. So I'd get all my empty bottles, but I'd make sure they got some full ones and try to get them, you know, little treats. Sometimes we'd get some candies, but every day would be Pepsi or Sprite or something, you know. 3 or 4 bottles, half a dozen bottles some days, depending on what I could get my hands on. So that was a good thing, you know. Doing little things to help people. Make their day just a little bit better. Now, my plan is, you know, I set up these affiliate links a while ago. Maybe 6-8 months ago, I don't know, a while. But I'm going to do a video on life in Thailand and promote those affiliate links. The plan always has been anything earned from those would go to help somebody. I don't know what. You never know what's going to be going on at the time. But as I don't promote them, nobody knows about them, nobody uses them, and it's just another guy asking for money, really. Which there's, you know, you're bombarded with that. I know, I watch a lot of videos, I know what, there's always somebody asking for something. But this is a little different. This would be to help people. You know, Thailand's great at helping somebody. A natural disaster and happens, and you know, people get flooded out. The next day there's donation stands on the side of the highway and all over the cities, and it happens right away, and it's actually set up. You can donate money, but a lot of it's donating, you know, water and food and canned food and, you know, personal hygiene stuff, and you know, stuff that you need if you're flooded out of your home. And it happens quick, and it actually goes there. People donate their time and their vehicles to deliver it. They do convoys. I did a video once of a convoy going down the highway, loaded, coming out of Pattaya, loaded with stuff for one of the flooded areas somewhere. I can't remember where it was. I think it was when Bangkok was flooded. You know, that stuff helps real people, right? It's not like donating to the Red Cross or something, and 90% of it goes to pay the top guy's salary. Stuff like that, it goes straight to the people that need it. Nobody's making anything off of it. Nobody's drawing a salary. They don't even have to pay for delivery either. It's delivered by by local people doing a good deed, or by the army. And it's a great system. It really is. Around here, there's always somebody collecting money for something, because, you know, we're surrounded by poor people. Hold on a second. My morning moon. The camera do not do it justice. You know, they're always collecting money for something. You know, somebody died or something happened. It's a merit-making thing, right? It's a Buddhist thing. Donate and you get good luck. You know, you're buying merit. You're buying yourself good luck, basically. This year there was a lot of localized flooding. Some farmers lost their entire rice crop. A couple weeks ago, there was a guy in the village here, a family in the village here, asking for rice, donate rice, because they got none. You know, rice is a crop here, but most of it is grown for food. People eat rice 3 times a day. It's the main thing of every meal, 3 times a day. They eat a lot. So your rice crop gets wiped out, all of a sudden you have no food. You don't have any money, you don't have any food either. So what they did, everybody in the village donated a basket of rice. You know, every house in the village donates 1 basket of rice. Pretty soon you got a good pile of rice, right? And that family got food for the year. It's a good system. You help people in need, and then when it's your turn, they help you. So, you know, if I managed to get any money off of these affiliates, it would go to something like that. Maybe go to the local temple where they're building a new temple. That's pretty amazing. You know, these temples in Thailand are amazing. The workmanship I have a video coming from one temple. I call it the Golden Temple. It looks like a boat with a house on it. And there's a lot of other work going on there as well. And that's all done with donated money, right? There's no government involvement. There's no organizations donating it. It's all done by local donations. And it's the same temple they're building in this village. Been building it for a couple years. You know, they collect money here and there, 10 baht, 20 baht, 100 baht from everybody to go and buy the next lot of materials. All the work is done free labor, donated labor, and that's a good thing, right? You know, and you guys all know that we give away a ton of food. Some money, but mostly food, you know? People need food. I'd rather donate food than cash, but that's just me, you know? I know food's going to help somebody. Cash has a way of buying stuff that you don't really need. But that's it. That was always the idea with these affiliates. It doesn't cost anybody anything to donate, basically. But I never promoted it. I never promoted it enough, so it don't get used much. It's going to be a long time just to get anything. Something like Amazon, right? You gotta have $100. I think it's $100. Some is $100, some is more. When you get it, you got $100 to do something with. You know, you can make somebody's day. But it takes a long time to get to $100. I don't even know where I'm at with Amazon. Not even halfway there, I'd say. It takes time. But especially, you know, most people not interested, don't care, or just think that the money's going to go to something else. You know, today is a good day to do a good deed. So was yesterday. It's always nice to help somebody out who are less fortunate than you. I've been on the receiving end, and I know what it's like. To say it was a tough childhood would be an understatement for me, but you know, it's what made me who I am today. Made me work hard. Made me spend smart. You know, I worked my butt off and I made pretty good money doing it. But so did a lot of people who I worked beside. And they were broke. You know, living paycheck to paycheck all the time for years, you know, making good money. Because they spent it faster than they made it. There's no planning ahead. There's no, well, what happens tomorrow if there's no work? I knew what happened tomorrow if there's no work. It sucks. So I didn't do that. I still lived my life and enjoyed life, but didn't waste money. And I got to retire young. Beautiful fire now, huh? I learned a lot from a couple of old guys. You know, the guy I work with in Wales was one. He retired at 55, and I got his secrets, you know. How do you do it? I learned a lot of skills, actual hands-on training from a guy about 20 years ago in Canada. He kind of took me under his wing, and I put in a lot of hours. If I wasn't working, and he was, I went with him. Whatever he was doing, and I did his job for him, basically. He said, if you want to learn from me, you're going to get your hands dirty. And he handed me the tools. You do it, and I'll tell you what you're doing wrong. I probably worked 30 or 40 hours a week, all one summer, just following him around, not getting paid for it. Learning. Some job sites that was difficult because I wasn't on the payroll, so they wouldn't let me in. But the smaller shops and stuff that we went to was no problem. I worked with him for 2 years, more on and off for 2 years, but one summer I followed him a lot. And I learned, you know. I carried the briefcase. I carried his briefcase and his tools and did the job. And he didn't make it easy for me, that's for sure. But I wanted to learn the skills. And I got them. And it, you know, it was time well spent. Because I went from being a helper, helping somebody else, to being a specialist in a very short time. Being the guy that got called in when nobody else could figure it out. That's not always a good thing either. I worked with a guy from England. He said the worst thing that ever happened to him, he put specialist on his business cards. Like, what do you mean? He's like, nobody asks the specialist easy questions. They only ask you questions nobody else knows the answer to. And that's about the size of it. If nobody else can figure it out, we'll ask the specialist. I think this has turned into a early morning ramble, and it's not even daylight yet. The rooster thinks it's time to get up. You know, people think roosters only crow at daybreak, huh? No. If you think that, you'd never had a rooster. Roosters crow when they want to. And if one does, either one that hears it, then he's going to do it. I hear at least 3 other roosters than mine right now. That's mine. That's not. Yeah, these videos, you know, from Thailand, they really, I don't know, they rub me the wrong way. I don't even watch them. I just, for some reason, I keep getting them as suggested videos. You know, how to get free drinks in Thailand. How to live like a king on $500. You know, it's so misleading. Jeez. I'm more for help people than hurt them. Giving bad information is hurting people, even if you don't think it is. Maybe I'll sleep beside my feet. Why are you up so early? This is February. February is insurance month. My health insurance, wife has health insurance / life insurance. package deal. And then she has life insurance for her mother. And then she has a cousin that's hooked on drugs and just a problem. He's 42 years old. He looks about 65. He don't have all that many brain cells left. He's got, its only family is his very old mother. Nobody even sees her. She lives somewhere else. I met her once. She didn't seem to have all her ducks in a row either. So she has life insurance on him because if he dies, somebody's got to pay for the funeral and all that stuff. And nobody else has got any money, so a smart bet was to put life insurance on him. And the life insurance policies, if you don't use it after so many years, you get a percentage of the money back and stuff like that, so it works out alright. You even get something if you don't die. But yeah, he's a prime example of why you should never do drugs. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, you ever see a lost soul? That guy's it. It's sad to see, really. Drugs be bad. I think that's it, guys. We'll end it right there. I'm gonna have another cup of tea. Relax. I'll sleep tonight, maybe. This is good tea, I tell you what. Alright guys, well, that's it. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll do a good deed for somebody. You don't have to buy them life insurance, but you know, open the door for an old lady, or little things, right? Little things make people's day better. Alright guys, as always, thanks for watching.